Eylul Kibaroglu is playing Sofia Mast in the Women's Open Championship, and Sofia here has a decent break and makes a ball. The 14 and 4 are what jump out to me immediately as an issue, so that's going to have to get dealt with. And I think Sofia's going to take to the stripes.
You're going to have to, what's the best option here for breaking out the difficult ball?
That's a really tough one for me because, well...
Does this follow through?
I don't think so. I think she's going to play it up in the corner. But I don't think, the angle was not good for that. And now she's in a little bit of a tough position because the 11 ball, I'm not sure she can see it. We'll get a good view here in just a second. And I can tell you that 11 ball, if she can hit it, she can only hit the far left edge. She's going to go real first. Watch the scratch. And she didn't hit the ball. So Lulu here, the first time we've seen her, but she has had a stellar run. And the one person that would know, Miss Amy Beecham, you were down 4-1 against Lulu, and you came back on her, right?
Well, we actually played twice. So we played in the winners bracket. And that's when I was 4-1. Came back to win 6-4, and then I lost out in a decider in the quarterfinals.
So Hill on the second one, and she took it down, but you had won the one before that. And Lulu here, she shot kind of quick. Her timing was very quick.
Yeah. Apparently Lulu plays 9-ball, 10-ball, has moved over to the States to play pool. So, but I wonder if she's ever played on the 30 seconds before, because I think she's more of a methodical player. Was how it felt when I played her. So it'll be interesting to see how she can adjust.
Yeah. Well, and we know Sofia is one. She's comfortable with the rules, and she's comfortable with the arena. She has an accomplishment list as long as my legs. So,
okay.
And also on top of that, she's been in this arena before. So what she may lack in firepower against Lulu, she may make up in the knowledge of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see Lulu really. I think this is a classic setting of 30 seconds is a daunting number, but it's a lot of time. It really is.
Yeah, when I first played on 30 seconds, I hated it. And I was down and I was hitting the ball straight away, a bit like that. But once you get used to it, you realise that for the majority of shots, it is absolutely plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe for me in this game, having been new to this form of the game, it'll take me a little bit longer, but I think once you're comfortable with the game, there's very few shots where you need longer than the 30. 15 is still ridiculous, but 30 is okay.
15 is definitely a little tough, and I think for the most part, when you talk about that 30-second shot clock, the shot itself is never going to take that long. Sometimes it's the deciphering what to do after that shot, how you're going to move the cue ball, and what the plan of action is in that situation. So we'll see how it goes. If she is playing a lot of rotation, she should be comfortable with the table. It's just a matter of all the other elements. And from what I understand, she's a really good player, maybe even a champion from Turkey. And so she's probably played in an arena or under some lights or maybe in front of some cameras.
Yeah. I think this will be, I have no knowledge of the game in Turkey, but certainly when we first started playing UP in the UK, the level of the arena and the setup was, even playing in arenas before this, was kind of like a next level experience. So. Yeah,
well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The team behind the arena build is going to be Jeremy and Jim Hundley and Jeremy's brother as well. They hand-built this arena, and it looks incredible.
Yeah.
Everything is set up perfect, and what I love about this arena is how much space there is to move around.
Yeah. I'm also obsessed with the lights.
Yeah, everybody seems to like the lights. You guys don't have the perimeter lighting over there, huh?
Yeah, and just the table lights up above for me. I love if you look from a distance and just the whole arena and the top lighting, phenomenal.
Yeah, it's always fun. Well, Lulu here has a good chance at making this.
Does she? Does that go?
Yeah, she can see past the 8-ball here.
She's on the 8-ball, isn't she?
Oh, I'm sorry. She's on the 8-ball, and I believe it goes by. I'm trying to judge the line. I think she can slide it in. Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Well, if you're not familiar and you're just joining us, there are no called pockets after your initial call for stripes or solids. So a little bit of fortune there on the 8-ball, but it counts, and Lulu is going to take rack 1 in this ladies championship final.
Her break was very good against me. Obviously, I'm still trying to figure out the break, and I'm very much an UK front ball break player, but I see the side breaks are very popular on the American tables.
So the sideball break originally was, if the 8-ball counts on the break, you have a really good shot at making it using a sideball break. But then players started to realize, so if I'm playing a player who's much better than me, let's say Chris Melling. If I'm playing Chris and I break huge and everything spreads out and I don't make a ball, I've done myself in.
Yeah.
But the sideball break, if I'm able to break that way and I don't make a ball, it makes it a much tougher run out for Chris. So I think in a situation where maybe you're a little, I'm not going to say afraid, but worried about your opponent's ability to run out,
Yeah.
I think maybe you break the sideball break just to give yourself a little bit of an insurance policy.
Yeah, I think that's certainly the making the 8 is very similar on a UK table. It was more common from a cut break, from a side break.
Yeah.
But I think the top guys now, and I'm sure it's the same here, that they hit the cut break, the side break so well that it's for us mortals. It leaves messier tables, but the really top guys just hammer it so much.
Yeah, and playing that cut break, there's always a chance, especially depending on the elevation of your cue, you can send the white ball off the table, which is no good. That's the worst thing that can possibly happen on a break. So, and here we see the time clock having a little bit of an effect on Lulu.
Yeah, I think another thing, if you're new to the shot clock, particularly in this, is you often forget about your extension.
You know, I'll tell a little story. So a format that I hope makes it over here to the U.S. is Last Man Standing. And we watched Last Man Standing live when they did it in the UK just a little while ago. And then we said, oh, man, that looks fun. Let's do a tournament in that style. And I've actually played in 2 Last Man Standing formatted tournaments now. And playing on the table, very short matches, very short match clocks, and the timer going down quickly. I learned to use my extension really quickly, where I should use it, where I shouldn't, how long it takes me if I'm already down to kind of cue through the ball where I feel comfortable. So, wow, what a shot there. So I got used to it, but again, if you've never been in this situation, it's very easy to forget calling that extension. For me, it was a bucket list thing. I couldn't wait to call extension. I felt, I guess, just really good. I'm like, I made it. I can call an extension. And she's hit this one pretty well.
That's a phenomenal shot.
Yeah, the cue ball control, and I thought maybe she might struggle with the speed of the tables, or the difference in the speed of the tables. However, she has not. She's actually one of my favorite players. Met her a couple years ago. Her name is Jordan Helfrey. They call her Deadshot because she can really make the shots Long shots she has no problem with. I mean, she's got a really good eye.
Yeah.
So Jordan Helfrey made it to the semis and lost out to Lulu. Tough match. I believe the score was 6-2. But at 12 years old, she is just really learning the game. So it's very interesting. Lulu, there we go. She called her extension. I feel like we're willing this into existence. She's kind of getting things figured out here in this arena. Oh, no.
I think that one was your fault. Do you have what in England we would call that the commentator's curse?
I do not believe in the commentator's curse.
You just saw it.
Let's not talk about the commentator's curse. No, we definitely do have that. And unfortunately, I do believe in it because I feel like I've made multiple people miss easy shots. I think that's a universal term, unfortunately. Call your extension. There we go, Sophia.
This looks like a horrible table for me, though. I'm still struggling with the mapping, with the solids and stripes.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that Cleve Thompson was talking about is when he came over here. Of course, he played in the shootout, and that the pressure was on. He was probably extremely focused, but when he went to practice over the next week while he was still in the United States, he would miss the 9-ball on his runouts. So he's just kind of it's a whole lot easier to see the patterns with the reds and yellows.
Yeah.
But the stripes and solids could be a huge factor. I would be scared to go commentate over there because I can't just say the 11-ball. I have to be very specific about which red or which yellow I'm shooting. I listen to you guys do commentary over there, and you're so very specific that I can follow along, and that makes you guys' job a whole lot harder if you're on the commentary team at all.
Yeah, what Cleve said about missing the 9-ball, I've done multiple times this weekend. I've gone about a finish, and then as I'm about to get to the last ball, I suddenly realise I have another ball, on the table that, definitely something to work on.
Yeah, I think we heard a little story from your partner in crime, Miss Dinsmore.
Yeah.
I believe she said you guys were practicing and you ran your balls and you shot the 8-ball, and she looked at you and she goes, "What about this one?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big difference. But you've enjoyed your time here, yeah?
Oh, I've absolutely loved it. Yeah.
I saw.
Phenomenal.
If you haven't followed Amy on her socials, make sure you do that. But I saw on your Instagram post you were kind of going around the room, and it looks like you really enjoyed just the environment.
Yeah, the environment and the scale of things here, obviously, where we're at outside Pockets, it's an amazing club, and we don't have the need or the interest to have the size of this place, and it's incredible to us when we come to realise they have 4 of these just in this town. It's, so to see it, and then we've been in it every night, even without the tournament. Every table's been full, and it's a different world really to what we're used to back home.
Yeah, pool in the USA is growing, but it needed something to give it a boost. I don't know if you've seen things about the league. So the Ultimate Pool League is kicking up here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of details I could tell you. I'm not going to bore you with those. But the one detail that everybody should know about is the grand finals prize. Have you seen that?
It's like $100K.
$100,000 for the first place team.
I think I need to move to the US.
You're gonna just move to East Texas. I'll put you on my team, and we can go try and win it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all I see is I don't know much about the format, etc. But I just notice on socials they seem to announce a new league every week.
Yeah, I mean, we're I don't know how much you know about the geography of the United States, but if you go to the north or the southeast, we have leagues there. If you go to the northeast, we have leagues there.
Yeah.
And it's all the way across the United States, and this is just beginning. Wow, what a shot there.
Great
Sofia Mast.
Great finish.
Yeah,
Oh, great out. Out is the term? in the US?
Finish.
Out.
Yeah, great finish. Great run. Yeah. Just trying to figure out where the word plant would equal out to a combination, and I just don't understand.
Yeah. See, for us now, especially in these rules, a plant would be if you played your own colour set onto your own colour set. Whereas we would call a combination kind of like if you played...
Where you follow it in. Yeah. Well, we were shooting content out in the middle of the arena yesterday, and Simon Powner, our photographer, asked to set up a combination. So I set up a combination, and he goes, "Is that makeable?" And I said, "Yeah, why wouldn't it be?" And then he just took my word, and he had a couple players trying to make a very tough. Yeah. So we don't really have a word for the shot you're referring to. Yeah. We just call it following it in.
Okay. A bit of a touchy frame. Yeah, the break's not really come out.
No, there's a big stack here. Makes it a little tough. And this is a race to 7 with initially a 50-minute match clock. Currently, we are at the 34-minute mark, and Lulu has somewhat struggled with the 30-second shot clock. So getting down to that 10-minute mark where it drops to 15, I feel like would be very, very touchy for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for anybody. And I think the tendency, until you get used to it, it took me, a fair few attempts on the 15 to not actually be probably playing within 5 seconds, because you initially don't want to hear the beeps. When you get a bit more used to it, you almost use the beeps as a guide.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother you, but for a long time I was thinking, I don't want to cue hearing the beeps.
Yeah.
And that is another element. So you're almost giving yourself 7 or 8 seconds rather than 15 by the time you get around the table. And I sometimes like to do an extra walk around the tables, just habit.
Yeah, to slow yourself down to feel more comfortable, yeah?
Yeah, and you absolutely can't do that on the amount of times I've had to run back around the table.
Yeah, I like what you said there about using the beeps as kind of a guide, because the worst thing you could do to yourself is you get down on the shot and you're getting ready to cue, and that first beep comes in on your backswing. So when you hear the beep, you know how much time you have, and once again, 30 seconds is... It seems quick, but also when you're already down on the ball, oh no, what's going to happen here? But
I think this frame will take some working out now. I mean, the struts, to me at least, by the 8 ball look difficult to deal with, unless you can get on the 9 and split them all open.
I think eventually the 15 ball will be what is used to maybe shoot in the side and crash in.
Yeah.
But anytime you have multiple balls, it makes the breakout very difficult.
Yeah.
She's going for the 15 here.
So I think, she's played, maybe come a little bit too straight on the 9 to nudge in.
Yeah, it's going to make this very difficult. She's asking the ref a question. And I'm unsure as to what the question was, but it was answered, and she is shooting her shot.
I think she's potentially putting herself into a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, you can't run these balls out without having a breakout idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, using the beeps as the guide, I want to hear the beeps to let me know that I have 5 seconds, and then I can comfortably stroke through the ball. Unless, of course, I'm behind a rack and the time's really low.
Yeah.
Then I'm just sprinting around the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's a nice little situation here. So it's not a touching ball. So I think Sofia is going to just play up, just like this, and kind of block up everything. The question is, does the 13 go in the side? I don't think it does.
Did it help to do your little lean? Did it?
Look, that's a video game background. Let's not discuss that. Yeah, it does look a little low. It looks like it's going to just come under the point. There is a little bit of space in between the 9 and the 13, but she's going at it at a different angle. I do not know what she's going to do here. Was playing wanted to play a little bit of a safety. She wanted to end up on the top of the table.
Yeah. This is a good chance now, though, for Sofia, isn't it? It's just about position on the 3.
Yeah, so the 5 ball to the 2, and Steven's drawings here are terrible.
That just helped me there. Wasn't sure what the red was. That's a 3.
He dogged it on the 7 ball because the 7's brown. So that's a 7 ball down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. We'll blame that one on
JMO.
On
Everything's
Steven.
Generally JMO's fault. That's a very good shot.
Yeah, she played that well, and I think it really promoted her the ability to just draw back for the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Because I do believe 100% that the 8 ball will go in the bottom left-hand corner. And she called her extension because she doesn't want to hear the beeps. It's a smart move.
Yeah.
Slow down, ball. Okay, this isn't the end of the world here, because what I like here is kind of a slow bank.
Okay.
And I think she can bank the 8 ball 1 rail back in the bottom left, and I think her cue ball is going to end up in a very nice spot.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Well, I called that one completely wrong. She just sliced the 8 ball in the corner with, might need to get somebody else a new nickname and call this young lady Eagle Eye.
Yeah, I practice with the guy called Oliver Goddard. He's 16, 17, I should know. But and he's already in. So in England we have two kind of rule sets: international rules and black ball rules. And he already plays England juniors for both. There's a junior called Jaden Billingham who seems to be winning everything.
I actually saw Billingham in the Last Man Standing.
Phenomenal player.
I would love to see some of these guys and girls come over to the U.S. to play in this format.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that we'll see a few more come over. I think it's growing and it's an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, well, I've talked about this multiple times. In the first event, we had Christophe Lambert and Cleve and Shane Thompson. Of course, Darren Appleton and Chris Melling are kind of a U.S. name, well known.
Yeah.
But Cleve and Shane had good success with simply just meeting people and being able to enjoy being in the United States. And now look at us, you and Ashley and Joe Prince, who's in the finals now. Ricky Jones, Ricky Jones, Shepherd, Scott Rudder, who went pretty far.
Yeah.
A lot of UK players coming over, and that's cool because it's kind of, you guys get a little bit of our game and we're playing a little bit of your game, so it's the perfect mixture.
Yeah. Good shot.
I don't see many trouble balls here. I do think that if she's able to play the 7 in the side, she's going to have a good shot on the 3. It's all going to come down to her shape on the 4 and how she can use that 4 ball to get to the 8 ball. Oh, no. Well, this is worst case scenario for Lulu here. She had an advantage on the games. Sofia played very well to tie it up, and she really had a great chance of running out here, but she's just hooked herself. And here she's just going to have to go for the kick. And she plays it with pace. Is she going to get lucky?
No.
Not this time. And Sofia is getting an opportunity here that she needs to take advantage of. Oh yeah, this is a really good shot. She has a few options here. In a situation like this where every ball does have a pocket, but it's a little messy, I think at this stage, it's really just good to play one shot at a time and play it slow. Don't overthink it a whole lot.
No, I think for me, the two together in the bottom half near the 8 ball look like the ones you need most to play position on. So I'd have been looking to see what my options straight away were to get on there. What's the best ball? Where's the best way to play these? And now she's straight on them.
I think she's listening to you, because that's exactly what she did. Is she wanted to get shape on the 11 in the side.
Yeah, I think she'd like a little bit less angle, but still okay.
Well, after the 8 ball, she just cut into the corner.
Yeah.
I like her to get really close to making this if she doesn't.
I mean, what's the shot here? Do you punch this in the side and screw to the side rail, or do you go kind of upwards with the cue ball?
I'm scared of the side pocket here, so I'm probably going to try and punch it a little bit. Yeah. More of that drag shot, just what she did. But it's very touchy because, again, with that drag, you can throw your object ball off.
Yeah, I think that sort of shot, when you need to play it at pace, can make you look a bit silly if you get it wrong, because you can miss that sort of shot by a mile.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big rack for Lulu here, because she has an opportunity now. I really like this ball for her key ball to the 8. I think I would have taken my medicine on the 2 and shot the 4 first, or 4 last. But clearly she sees an angle that she likes.
I think because if you were more comfortable on the pot that she's just taken, I think that probably the route, just because the 8's so wide open.
Yeah.
You can leave distance and just back yourself to pot the ball depending on where you land here. That's a good shot.
And she played that well. Gonna need to get lessons from you, Amy. You see the patterns better than I do.
See it, just can't do it.
I'm gonna blame it on jet lag for me.
One of us has come from the UK.
I didn't even fly, I drove. Oh, wow. Is that a thing? Road lag? Can we call it that?
I mean, I think if road lag exists anywhere, it would be the UK. Ash got talking to someone since we've been here.
A little high there, it looks to me, but maybe deceiving from the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the rule exactly in terms of if it's halfway across the diamond.
I honestly don't know that, and that's probably something I should know. But I think if Scott is such a very experienced ref, I think if he had a thought that it was close, he would have taken a look at it.
Yeah.
Scott Price, great referee. He's made the trip over here for both Louisiana and Kansas City. And I'm sure when we announce our next location, we'll have Mr. Scott Price back again. Does a fantastic job.
Is this straight enough to hold for the 3 to the opposite corner?
Yeah, I think she's got a little angle.
Yeah.
I think really the issue here is just having a shot to play next, an easier shot.
I think you can stun up and play the green 6 ball, and then the 7 up the rail.
Yeah,
I think they link together quite nicely.
I'm not sure she has. Okay, she could stun it.
Yeah.
I guess the angle looks weird. I'm used to sitting in that chair. That's what it is. You've stolen my chair, and I can no longer see the table well.
Okay, my fault.
No, just playing. Just playing. Both of these ladies playing very well, though. After a few mishaps, it's always hard to start, right? The first rack is always the most difficult.
Yeah.
And we saw that a little bit, but both ladies really settling in here. 30 minutes left on the match timer. I'm sorry, 20 minutes left on the match timer. Score is 2-3 in this race to 7. So I do think, oh no.
Just trying to hold with the angle and too much.
Yeah, and so see, Sofia's got an interesting shot here. She can just play, if it doesn't go clean, she can just play the 15 into the rail slightly and let it kick off the 7. And that also helps her cue ball get around the table. Just needs to watch the foul. Scott Price on it. And she tried the shot, but she missed it. But it came out okay, honestly.
I think there's the potential for a loss of turn here, though. To play, have you seen in tactical frames today? Has the loss of turn been used a lot?
We have seen it once or twice, not too many times, honestly. When Chris was playing Justin Bergman,
Okay.
we saw Chris maybe having a little trouble with his cue ball in that particular rack with how crazy the rack was. We saw him go on a little spur of playing safeties, but not too many, honestly.
It looked to me that you could have played the loss of turn and potted the stripe that's over the bag and left the cue ball behind the orange.
Just stopped your cue ball dead, and she would have gotten ball in hand, but now her 7 ball would have been cleared.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time the loss of turn used properly is a more aggressive way to play safe than maybe what we're used to in some other rule sets.
Well, and something that you guys don't ever see over there, but you would see it common in our side of the sport, is a lot of times when you get into a situation where you're in trouble and it's very tight, you'll see a lot of people play intentional fouls to try and tie stuff up and stuff like that. But
so you can deliberately hit your opponent's ball.
Yeah, I mean, you'll give up ball in hand.
Yeah,
but you most rule sets you can. But obviously here with Ultimate Pool rules, International 8-ball rules, you cannot deliberately take an intentional foul. So it's pretty common to see players do that here, and that's a rule that a lot of people might miss.
Yeah, I think Lulu is new to the rule set. There were a couple of things when I played her that I thought were potentially wrong choices for the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, she beat me, so not too many wrong choices, obviously, but there were a few times, essentially a lot of times in this rule set, if you've got less balls on the table in a tactical battle, you're behind.
Yeah.
So I know that some of you guys really don't enjoy the rule that you're allowed to slop shot. Is that right? Is that the right term? A fluke?
Yeah, fluke. Slop's kind of a slang term. I really don't like the word slop, but a fluke shot. Oh, watch out, cue ball. She came out okay. This is a tough cut on the 7.
Yeah, and tough to be on the next ball.
Yeah, the 4 ball doesn't pass the 5 to the top right or top left. But
So sometimes, if, for example, against Lulu, she had 1 ball on the table and I had 3, and she kept just blocking her ball with mine, but it gave me all the time in the world to just keep trying to draw a foul. Sometimes it would be better for me, just give it a go, see if you can fluke the ball in these rules, because you can't win by just keep tapping up. Yeah,
and that's something that you would see in a rotation game.
Okay.
So if she does indeed have that background, which obviously she does.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a long walk down the edge of the table. The 10 ball playing big on the rail. She hit it well. But yeah, definitely something you would see more in rotation.
Okay.
The last thing you want to do is break and run all the way to your last ball, miss it, and then your opponent has 7 blocker balls, so they can just move their balls wherever they want them to, basically. And real potential here for Sofia to take this rack and tie it up 3-3. Just wants to ease up for this 10 ball with the angle that she has. I don't like trying to hold it. Myself, I'm just going to stun the ball over to the other side of the table.
Slide across. Okay.
Yeah, great shot there. And an 8 ball away to tying it up. She can make it. We're in a race to 4 for the trophy. Great shot.
Have we seen any 6-ball shootouts yet?
Not a single one.
Okay.
Could have been very, very interesting to see a 6 ball. That's a tough break for Sofia. And ball in hand. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh. And this is very, very unfortunate here. I think she's just unfamiliar with the rule set.
And I mean, this could be my fault because I fouled off the break, so I told her she could put it anywhere, but it was because I jumped the white from the table. So I told her she could put the white anywhere. But obviously, if you jump the white from the table rather than just an in-off,
yeah. Then it is ball in hand anywhere.
So I could be, yeah.
Well, you can't. You absolutely. You absolutely cannot play in a tournament where you're not familiar with the rules and expect to, not have something like that happen.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate, and you can tell by Lulu's reaction there. But I love the fact that, she just she took it and, referee Scott Price right on top of it explained to her that she had to stay inside the kitchen or the balk line, as you call it.
This is a great opportunity now on solids.
This could be a big swing.
Yeah.
Big swing, because Lulu was in a situation where she very much so could have run that rack.
Yeah. Because you would expect Sofia to take these out now.
Yeah. She's definitely not an underdog to make them all. They are very spread out, and this is the swing in the match, and you never really want a rule to be the swing, but all in all, it's the game we play.
Yeah.
And Sofia is going to take advantage of it right now. She's come up a little short, and she's not very happy with it, but it's not as terrible as she is reacting to it. I believe that she can just roll it back and shoot the 5 in the same corner.
Yeah, she was down pretty quickly.
There we go.
She realised it was okay.
And not straight in, so she's got a little angle here.
So the shot here is stop or come back, go through. What would be the American table shot here?
For me, I'm going to hit it not firm, but just kind of smooth, and I just want to go to the top rail and come back down.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that. I try, on shots like that, I try not to put any top spin.
Yeah.
So I just hit it at the pace with center ball to try and let it come off the top rail.
Because the weight of the balls, compared to what we play with, follows through a lot more than we would expect.
And anytime you're shooting a ball with, do you guys call it top spin?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anytime you're shooting a ball with top spin, it hurts it going into the pocket if you happen to catch the rail first.
Okay.
Because of the reverse on the ball. 50%. Okay, so it's going to be the base of the ball, basically. Well, look at this break. And we are at the 12-minute and 7-second mark on this. And I really do think that Lulu here can get out of this if she can make the 11 ball. Obviously, it's a little tight down here at the end of the table. She may even play the solids. There's just not a great opening shot. Now, really, the toughest play is kind of where that 15-10 is. If she can get one out of the way without moving the other very much, she's got a good chance of running through this rack. And this is... She went a little far.
Yeah. I think if you were straight, you could potentially just roll through and play the 10 in the top.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. And even if you were a little straighter, you could, just play it very, very soft and just kind of almost stop your ball.
She was actually perfect, wasn't she?
Yeah.
To come round.
The 10 ball here, because there's a little bit of an angle on the 15, you're going to send that 10 ball moving, and it's a little risky. I think she'll be fine, though.
Yeah, played that well. Is she a little straight, or is there an angle to... Or is the shot to play the 13? Is that 13? 15?
11 ball.
Okay. Do you play that in the corner? Yeah. Yeah. That's what she's playing.
Yeah. I don't like this shot very much, just because you have to come by that side pocket. I would have played the 10 and just kind of stunned up.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's the beauty of 8 ball, is if you can see your pattern, you can make it work. And that's what she's done. She's seen her pattern. She's made it work for her.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a tie ball game. Yes. And look at this, just in time.
To the 15.
This is the last shot of the match, where we will be on a 30-second. Oh, no.
Wow. So Lulu moved the ball with her hand while the cue ball was still moving. You don't want to get into the habit. I don't know the US rule in your standard tournaments, but if you move any balls or with your hand or your cue while the cue ball's still moving, you lose the frame. It's well known in any English rule set. So if that's the same in America, I think that's just poor. But I don't know the standard out here.
It's not too standard.
Okay, fair enough then.
Yeah. So, and here's the reason why. 8 ball, until Ultimate Pool USA came around, 8 ball was not a prevalent game in the United States. You saw very few 8 ball tournaments, and most of it is going to be rotation. Okay. So in that, with running the entire rack, the only catch is touching the cue ball if it's still moving, and everybody knows that's a big no-no. Yeah. So I'm going to chalk that one up to her playing not too much 8 ball. Yeah. But again, you see a lot of the bigger names in the U.S. when they make an 8 ball, a 9 ball, whatever might be the deal, they walk straight away from the table, don't touch anything.
And I mean, the thing is, if you're playing on an outer table and that happens, and there was no chance of the cue ball going in off or anything that's going to actually impact the result of the game, I think the majority of us wouldn't ever think of calling it.
Of course.
But the ref has to do the jobs that they're there to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I would be the same. I'd just walk away from the table, let the ref crack on with what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, and the referees here have really a thankless job, because they have to do the hardest thing, which is call some of these fouls and in a sense hurt somebody's tournament. Yeah. But again, rules are rules, and the rule is there, and it's their job to enforce them. It's kind of like being a police officer. You don't really want to give somebody a ticket for going 5 miles and over, but it's your job. And this is a really interesting shot. She's just going to play a little tactical, move her ball out.
Yeah. Starting to need to be aware of the match clock here, though. 2 behind with, what's that, 8 minutes?
7 minutes.
7 minutes, which is a long time on 15 seconds, but you're behind, so you don't want to... you don't want to rush a situation, but you also don't want to, if you get a chance, you need to be looking at being, ruthless and quite aggressive, I think.
Yeah, and again, with Lulu not being accustomed to the rule set, it may not be something that she's thinking about. And considering she hasn't played any other matches on the stream table, this is her first go at the full rule set.
Yeah.
So, really, this is a bad time to get into a safety battle.
Absolutely.
And for Sofia, because I do think she is very knowledgeable in the rules, I believe that she's playing this way because she knows that it's her advantage.
Yeah.
She could go for these balls. She could break that ball out and run out.
But there's no need.
But when your opponent's setting themselves up for, in a sense, and no disrespect, she's setting herself up for failure.
Yeah.
Why play the game, you know? Yeah, and Sofia really showing her maturity and her knowledge right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive. He's 16, right? You said?
16 years old. Yeah. And we look here, and we've already wasted 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We're almost down to the 5-minute mark. And Lulu is showing no signs of trying to play aggressive with that 5 ball. Now, I do believe what you called from the very beginning is going to be what happens, is she's just going to run out of time.
Yeah. And I think there is an opportunity to be aggressive here if you can roll the 2 ball, is it? The blue?
Yeah, the
cushion.
2 ball.
You could leave an angle in the middle to...
The 3 to the 5.
Yeah.
She has no extension. Oh, wow.
Is that too much angle on this table? Or
No,
can you get enough?
That may be perfect.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have to force it forward like that.
Yeah.
See, on that shot, you need to play it soft.
Okay.
Because when she forces it, the felt is slick. It's
Yeah.
going to take a split second for that cue ball to catch.
That's why I'd have liked to have been a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
On the wall.
But I do think she could have played it very soft.
Okay.
Gotten the breakout and moved the 12 outwards.
Yeah.
Been able to play the 5.
Yeah,
and then,
almost flick half
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
rather than plant the
Yeah, absolutely.
combo the 2 balls down there. Yeah. It's a great shot.
Well, and I'll tell you what, barring anything crazy, we're getting close to the point of no return. And if Sofia happens to make this 8 ball, I'm not sure it would be possible.
Not without a golden break, no.
And no golden break in
Golden
play.
breaks, yeah.
The crazy thing about it is she was supposed to play in Louisiana for our inaugural event.
Okay.
And she did not, and she broke that with pace, and she moved to the table very quickly.
Yeah.
I think now she understands, but
Yeah.
but is it too late? And I think it is at 3 minutes and
3
26
minutes.
seconds.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen it in terms of very quick finishes, but very, very rare.
Yeah, and quickness can definitely cause mistakes. And see, things like that, she's trying to maybe hit the balls a little harder to move things around in an unnatural way. She doesn't really have a great shot here. Watch the 8 ball. Oh, she could see that.
This has been a phenomenal finish under the situation.
Watch the cue ball. I didn't know she could see that ball. Wow, what a finish there. The official time on the clock looks like 2 minutes and 36 seconds. And it's 6-4.
For your extension and wait for the beeps before you pot your open balls, and wait for the beeps on every shot.
Well, and she's made a ball. And what we've seen here in the past in this situation where one player starts rushing, the other player also starts rushing. But
Yeah. So you have, if you go solids here, you've got multiple open balls, and even if you don't get them, you're wasting 10-15 seconds on every shot, and you're down to nearly a minute left.
yeah, plus your extension. Yeah, I mean, and we're at around the 2-minute mark, and I think this match is over. I really do. Lulu has played a phenomenal tournament and taken out some great players. I think overall the experience at the TV table for her is going to go into the learning category.
Yeah.
Lots of experience now with different things. Unfortunately, it came at a cost,
Yeah.
but she'll know next time,
You won't forget it.
she'll be way more comfortable next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more cue ball anywhere on the table.
Yeah.
No more touching the balls when she clears the rack. She'll never do that again. And we are at the 1 minute mark. And Sofia says, you know what?
I'm just going to get to 7.
I'm just going to win the match. And what I like here is she's taking her time. And if something were to happen here where Sofia didn't get a shot on the 8 ball, we're either going to see one of two things. We're either going to see Lulu jump out of her chair and run to try and make something happen, or we're going to see her get up, go to the table, shoot a ball, and then possibly concede. We're going with the second option here. We have 23 seconds left. There's just not enough time. You cannot come back from this. And all hats off
10, 9,
to
8,
Lulu
7,
Kibaroglu.
5, 4,
But our ladies champion here, crowned with a win of 6-4, it is going to be Sofia Mast. And wow, what a tournament for her. Amy, thank you so much for jumping in here with me. It was a blast.
Thank you.
And we will get our presentation from Stephen Jameson here in just a minute.
So your Kansas City Women's Open champion, she is Sofia Mast, everybody.